Hey ho und willkommen zurück zu Let's Play Genshin Impact. Wir haben 21:9 und ihr habt in der letzten Episode zwei Sachen verpasst, was wirklich ziemlich ungünstig gewählt worden ist von den Entwicklern von hier. Denn wir hatten damals, als wir für Hutao ein bisschen gefarmt hatten, sehr viele Tagesmissionen gemacht und die Schlüsselteile benutzt, um ein paar Legendenaufträge freizuschalten. Denn ich hatte auch so die Vermutung, dass wir wahrscheinlich den einen oder anderen Legendenauftrag bald auch machen müssen sowieso. Deswegen macht es halt Sinn, weil wir auch ein bisschen Zeit hatten, komm, machen wir die Mission schon mal freigeschaltet, hier, also durch den Schlüssel einsammeln, freischalten. Und dann kam natürlich Dehya raus mit der Version 3.5, aber der Legendenauftrag von Nilo hat die Position blockiert von Dehya. So, deswegen wollten wir vor 4 Folgen ungefähr Nilos Missionsline starten, haben allerdings ausgerechnet von Sign aus gesehen gestartet, weil egal wo man hingeht, 2 der 4 Teleporter triggern automatisch die Missionen. Was mich ein bisschen genervt hatte, denn wir wollten uns nur hin teleportieren und dann, ja, jetzt kommt wieder Dialog 10 Minuten. Ja, wir wollten uns hier teleportieren. Ah, da kommt wieder Dialog 10 Minuten so. Holy shit, ihr habt zwar nicht viel verpasst, aber ausgerechnet in der letzten Episode war das so. Wir haben die Einleitung von Nilo gespielt und die Einleitung von Dehya gespielt. Bei Nilo geht es halt darum, dass sie ein Fest feiern möchte. Natürlich wollte sie uns auch kostenlos Essen und alles anbieten, aber dann hat Nilo gesagt, ja, ich habe hier noch ein paar Sachen zu erledigen, könnt ihr mir helfen? Paimon hilft natürlich mit, was man leider nicht gesehen hatte, und dann war erstmal das Problem gewesen, als wir sie erstmal so angefangen hatten zu helfen, dass auf jeden Fall automatisch aufgrund der Fläche, weil wir uns auf dem Bazar befinden, die Storyline von Dehya gestartet hatte, ungefragt natürlich, und haben dann bei Dehya halt erfahren etwas über ihre Sorgen, über ihre Vergangenheit, ihre Familie, wobei Familie ist auch nicht so das richtige Wort für, und ihren Vater, und sie hat halt große Sorgen. Deswegen haben wir auch ihre Storyline ein bisschen angehört, immer diese Einleitung, bevor dann dieses Missionsding kommt. Und ich habe jetzt beschlossen, dass wir statt von Nilo die Mission fortsetzen, die ja also Vorbereitung auf ein Fest ist ja schön und gut, aber ich denke, storytechnisch macht von der ein bisschen mehr was aus und macht wahrscheinlich auch mehr Spaß, dass wir von der die Storyline jetzt spielen werden. Und deswegen, wenn ihr die Einleitung sehen wollt, solltet ihr hier oben rechts auf das i-Symbol beim YouTube-Player klicken. Da kommt ihr nämlich auf die Plays zu Let's Play Genshin Impact und könnt euch auf jeden Fall die letzte Folge anschauen. Sehr zu empfehlen, weil wir haben auch sehr viel erfahren, auch über ihre Mutter auch etwas und so. Und ich schätze mal, wir werden das jetzt so machen. In den nächsten 2, 3 Folgen finishen wir das hier. Dann Nilo. Und dann gucken wir, was wir als nächstes machen werden. Nach Hida hatten wir auch schon was erfahren. Allhaven haben wir schon was erfahren, aber halt noch nichts Relevantes, so krass Relevantes. Also habt ihr mit den beiden ja noch nichts verpasst, aber schätze, dass wir das dann im Anschluss auch machen, damit wir endlich Sumeru betreten können, ohne irgendwelche Missionen zu triggern auszusehen. So, das Ziel ist bereits markiert. Wir müssen zu dieser Karawane rüber. Die hat jetzt auch gerade Dunjat gesehen, so. Und ja, wie gesagt, wir kommen gerade von dieser Dialog von Dehya. Aber erstmal reisen wir mal wieder ein ganzes Stück. Ich hoffe, ihr seid mir auf jeden Fall nicht sauer, dass wir jetzt Nilo ein bisschen hintergehen, aber mein Ziel ist es wirklich, Story-Sachen schön hintereinander durchzuspielen, damit ihr alles schön hintereinander auch gucken könnt.
Hey, Dehya, you're back. Are these two friends of yours?
Hallo, sehr erfreut.
Likewise. There's no need to be so formal with us. We're a pretty casual crew. Anyway, since we've got a newcomer, let me fill you in on what the Khan al-Akhmar's been up to lately. They've become extremely aggressive. Apparently, even their own now have become acceptable targets. They even attack other relics brigades, just the same as any other mercenary brigade.
Even the most ferocious beasts still protect their own. And it sounds like they've thrown that straight to the wind.
That's right. Once they've collected enough loot off the other mercenaries, they sell it off to a different brigade, or turn to merchants on the black market. A portion of their profits is immediately exchanged for more food and weaponry to be used in their next violent operation.
That's terrible!
Yeah, and it really makes you wonder why they're so desperate for Mora. A few days ago, Isham and I trailed them for a while, and even disguised ourselves as merchants to conduct trade with them. We were able to learn a few things from the exchange. Rather than saying they're out to plunder and hoard Mora, it'd probably be more accurate to say that they're experiencing an internal power struggle.
Wait, a power struggle?
You heard me right. The vast majority of their victims are mercenaries from the other brigades of Deshret's relics. If their only goal was Mora, they could have gone after anybody. The targeted nature of their attacks points to a power struggle between the different brigades within the relics. That's the only plausible explanation we have. Unfortunately, we weren't able to find out anything more specific. It seems they're also trying to keep things under wraps. Oh, one last thing we discovered was that over the past few years, as Dakan al-Ahmar became more and more active, Deshret's relics as a whole became a lot weaker.
Sind sie so mächtig? Das macht die Sache irgendwie noch verwirrender.
It sounds mighty strange to me too. Harun, you can leave the rest of the investigation to us. Gotta say though, I didn't expect you to go on a whole undercover mission during the few days I was gone. Sounds like you were really putting your necks on the line, no?
Nah, it was nothing. We're just as concerned about the situation as you are. The Khan al-Ahmar is your father's crew after all.
What he said. Besides, Dehya, haven't you done more dangerous things than all of us combined? What we did is nothing compared to your experiences.
Yeah. And while they went to talk with Dakan al-Ahmar, I took a look at the last camp they attacked. Any survivors of the attack were already long gone. There was nothing of value left in the camp.
Ah, Hisham and Khalaf. You're here too.
We rushed over as soon as we saw you come into Caravan Rebat. Although this new friend of yours looks a little green behind the ears, I'm sensing a special vibe from her. Now that we know you'll have a capable partner with you, we can also rest easy.
Hey, what about Paimon? Feel anything special?
Oh, you're also planning to tag along with them?
Of course! Paimon is the traveler's most important guide. Wherever she goes, Paimon will follow.
Oh, in that case, then you'd better take care of her too, Dehya.
Don't underestimate Paimon!
Don't worry about her. She may look tiny and helpless, but she's been through just as many battles as the traveler here. Even if she had only survived on sheer luck, then that alone would still make her quite formidable.
I had no idea. I guess I shouldn't judge by appearances.
Oh, one other thing, Dehya. When you're free, why don't you update the deputy about your upcoming schedule? We held another recruitment event a few days ago, but everyone only came to see the Flame Main. You weren't around at the time, so people were pretty disappointed to only find our crew of rough, unkempt guys. The deputy put a lot of effort into the event, but it was basically for nothing. Only a few people chose to stay, and that really got to him.
Sorry to hear that. I'll be sure to bring him some great liquor next time. I left in a hurry and I couldn't make it back in time for the event.
Gotta admit, I can understand their disappointment though. You're our brigade's main selling point after all. Now if only the deputy could figure out a way to bring a few more smoking hot members into our ranks.
Keep dreaming. Remember the last time I invited a couple gals into the brigade? You all just froze up with your mouths gaping like a bunch of scarecrows. The awkward silence and weird expressions left quite the impression on them. They were originally interested in joining us, but after that, they both told me they were too uncomfortable to stick around.
Hey, didn't we agree to never bring that up again?
Huh? Wait, are you serious? Why have I never heard about this?
I don't think you were part of the brigade yet.
Are you kidding me? I missed a once-in-a-lifetime moment like that and you weren't even gonna tell me?
All right. We can tell you about it later. Now's not the time.
Hey, don't you try to change the subject. You and Hisham get your butts over here and tell me everything right now.
Are they always like this?
More or less. There aren't many rules or graces when it comes to mercenaries. We're used to just speaking our minds. If someone starts getting under your skin, you just yell right back at them. And if that doesn't put an end to it, then you just challenge them to a fight. But we also don't tend to take many things too seriously. Being direct and getting it all out of your system as soon as things come up is better than keeping everything bottled up, never talking about it. That's also why I never spare their feelings when I talk to them. If I want to laugh, I'll laugh. If I'm angry, then I'll unload on them. It's hard to stop once you get used to it. Though, I can never do that when I'm with the Homayanis. Hey, knuckleheads! Can you at least tell me the rest of the intel before you go back to your bickering?
Yeah, you hear her, Holloff? Told you we gotta focus on the investigation first. I drew up a map. Right here is the spot. There you'll find the merchant caravan responsible for getting rid of Dakan al-Akhmar's looted goods. All you gotta do is wait and ambush them in the evening. They'll have no idea what hit them.
Perfect. Thanks for that. Be sure to pass my regards to everyone else in the brigade as well.
Will do. You stay safe, Dehya.
Ach Gott, ey, was sind das denn für Leute? Achso, wir müssen doch ein ganzes Stück weiter. Wo befindet sich das? Hier, perfekt, da haben wir auch einen Teleporter für. Aber was gibt es denn hier? Hört die Elementarkunde. Verleiht damit ausgerüstete Figuren nach Auslösen einer Elementaraktion entsprechende Elementar. Achso, das ist das. In einem Probelauf hatten wir das schon mal erleben können. Achso, hier sind wir in diesen... Ah, okay. Da hatte ich das Rätsel auch gelöst, damit wir das hier freischalten können, meine ich zu wissen. Ach, wie grüner wieder auf einmal alles ist. So ungewohnt. Na?
This should be the place. Let's find a spot to hide and bide our time. It's gonna come down to a fight one way or another, so let's all be careful.
No need to worry. She knows her way around a fight.
I'm not worried about that. What I meant is that we probably shouldn't go too hard on the enemy. After all, we still need to get information out of them. Here they come. You ready? Let's not give them a chance to react and end this quickly.
Können wir sie testen nochmal dabei? Yes! Darauf habe ich mich gefreut. Zack, zack. Weil die ist richtig krass drauf. Bam! Dieser Schaden, die sie verursacht. Holy shit. Zack, zack. Schutzschild. Oh, ich werde einfach hochgeschleudert. Und zack. Ich will die Ulti ready haben. Gib mir die Ulti bitte. Weil sie dann auch mit den Fäusten richtig anfängt zu kämpfen, so wie jetzt. Ah, Ausdauer. Zack, zack. So, nächste Runde. Oh, Alter, das ist so krass, dieser Charakter. Ich will diese Pullen und wir kommen nicht so schnell in Ungestein, wie ich gerne hätte. Wir müssen 80 Puls auf jeden Fall erreichen, aber das schaffen wir nämlich noch nicht. 50 Puls schaffen wir vielleicht. So, zack. Zack. Zack.
You're the Flame Main.
Good. That saves me an introduction. All right, time for a little talk. Are you buddies with Dakan al-Akhmar now? Tell me, what are they after?
You know the code of being a mercenary just like everyone else. The first rule is to never divulge key information about our employer. What makes you think I'd talk?
That might have worked on an amateur, but I know you're just looking to protect your reputation. Think about it, though. What's your reputation worth if you won't have the other tools you need to succeed in this line of work? Tools like, I don't know, your limbs or eyes? You've got 5 seconds. You might want to think twice about how much your employer's information is worth to you.
Whoa!
Keine Panik, Paimon. Sie weiß, was sie tut.
I'm not joking around. We can do this the easy way or the painful way. 2 seconds.
I'll save you the trouble.
Huh? Are you crazy? He tried to bite off his own tongue. Quick, search the area for any first aid supplies. I definitely didn't expect him to go that far. Thankfully, the wound wasn't too deep, and he just passed out from the pain.
But why would he be so extreme?
I just wanted to test his mettle. You can get a lot of mercenaries to talk just by threatening them. I didn't expect him to be willing to go through so much pain just to deny us some intel.
Well, he's out cold for now. We could wait for him to wake up, but maybe it's not a good idea to interrogate him any further. What should we do?
Yeah, don't worry about it. It'll be a waste of time to interrogate him again after that. He might just hurt himself again if we start asking. There are lots of goods around here. Let's search the area. Maybe we'll be able to find something. I'm really sorry.
Oh Gott, ey. Gut, vor der sollten wir auf jeden Fall Angst haben, ja? Eine Menge Essen und Wasser in der Kiste. Alltägliche Sachen, nichts Wichtiges. Ein paar Waffen, Medizin und Bandagen in der Kiste. Sie scheinen es eilig gehabt zu haben.
We found a piece of paper with a bunch of names on it. Maybe it's a record of something.
Let me take a look. If this really is a merchant caravan, they should have a record of their transactions. Yep. I see an entry for Dakana Lakmar right here. Kusela, Idrisi, Bashar, and Takriti. All familiar names. Dakana Lakmar has been trading for a hefty supply of food, weapons, and medicine. It seems that in the past, they used to receive some canned knowledge as well. This caravan is just one link in their logistics chain. Once in the rainforest, the caravan will exchange the looted goods for Mora, and the funds will then be passed to a specific person. That person will then pack the caravan full of necessary goods, which will then be brought right back to Dakana Lakmar. Wait, why is there no Mora value recorded for the final transaction?
No value?
Yeah, every transaction before the last one was marked with an exact amount of Mora, but the final one, where they paid for everything to be brought back to the desert, was simply marked as delivered.
Vielleicht ist es nur der Zahlungsausgleich für die gelieferte Beute?
Perhaps. But they couldn't have known how much they would make off selling the loot. Do they not care about profit margins at all? Anyway, the next part's the records of the goods themselves. There are a lot of entries. Everything was probably sourced from the rainforest. Huh?
What's wrong?
Shazaman Homayani?
Homayani? You mean Dunyarzad's family? Could it just be another family with the same last name?
I'd be surprised to find someone with the exact same first and last name. Shazaman Homayani is Dunyarzad's father, and the head of the Homayani family. Just what the heck is going on here?
Beruhig dich, Dehya. Wir sollten das zuerst genau durchdenken.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll consider what we found and not jump to conclusions just yet. But what this piece of paper confirms is that the Homayani family has been providing goods to Dakana Lakmar.
What if the Homayanis have been kept in the dark and don't know they've been trading with Dakana Lakmar?
That's a possibility, but if that was the case, why is this caravan specifically named Shazaman as their person of contact? They could have just as easily bought goods such as food and medicine directly from Caravan Ribat or Port Ormos.
Wenn sie Bescheid wissen, dann ist es eine Art Finanzierung.
Yeah, funding violence and looting. The brigade gets the goods, and he is paid the proceeds from the sale of the loot.
But why would he do something like this? It's not like the Homayanis are in need of money.
I honestly have no idea. I've been to their estate many times, and I've never noticed anything suspicious. The only potentially large expenditure I could think of would be the treatment costs for Dunyarzad's Elazar. Maybe they borrowed a lot of Mora in the past, but that's still just a speculation. I don't think the master would stoop so low to make Mora.
Ich glaube auch nicht, dass Dunyarzad Bescheid weiß.
You're probably right. I know my lady's personality, and she wouldn't deliberately keep something like this from us.
But what should we do now? All we found is just another mystery.
Naja, wenn wir das vollständig aufklären wollen, gibt es kein Zurück.
If you ask me, we already have no choice but to confront her about this. I'm not worried. It's too early to make a verdict yet. I still have faith in the Homayanis. Let's go find my lady again. We'll tell her everything and see if she's willing to lend us her support. If we're lucky, we can not only figure out the mystery of this paper, but also follow the trail of breadcrumbs to the people responsible at Dakan al-Akmar.
Dehya, are you sure this is the best decision? What if instead of getting the help we need, we just end up revealing everything we've discovered to the enemy?
I've considered that possibility, but even still, I want to tell her what we found. I think I owe her that much. True friendship is built on trust. She showed genuine concern for me when we first brought up the topic. I can't repay her kindness with doubt and suspicion. That's not how I deal with people.
You're right. Paimon wants to trust Dunyarzad too.
Hoffentlich können wir ihr helfen.
Yeah. Let's pay another visit to Sumeru City.
Schon spannend, die Storyline, definitiv. Also, dann, ich bereue es nicht, dass ich ihn nur ein bisschen geskippt habe jetzt diesbezüglich, aber trotzdem. Es hätte anders laufen müssen. Gut, der liegt da halt einfach immer noch so. Naja, gut. Satar ist nicht ernstlich verletzt und sollte bald aufwachen können. Es sollte in Ordnung sein, ihn für eine Weile hier zu lassen. Okay, ja, vielleicht, nein. Wenn hier die ganzen Tiger und so rumlaufen, weiß ich ehrlich gesagt nicht, ob das so gut ist. Aber gut, weiter im Text. Wo müssen wir denn genau hin? Ich muss halt, wie gesagt, höllisch aufpassen, welchen Teleporter ich nehme. Wobei, ich habe schon fast alles geschafft. Schlecht. Das ist schlecht, wobei ich kann diesen Teleporter nehmen. Weil ich weiß, hier gibt es auch noch irgendwo eine Mission, die wir triggern könnten. Ich versuche mal vorsichtig hier durchzuhuschen. Oh, also ich wollte gerade sagen, wo guckt sie denn hin? Aber wie gesagt, es ist wirklich blöd, dass sie so viele Missionen direkt an Teleporter reinklatschen. Dass man das dann nicht irgendwie deaktivieren könnte oder irgendwie sowas, ich weiß es nicht. Also, ich habe halt damals die Mission extra angenommen bei Legendenauftrag, weil wir schon mal das Problem hatten, dass wir 4 Legendenaufträge machen mussten. Beziehungsweise 2 haben wir freiwillig gemacht und die anderen 2 waren Pflicht, damit wir in der Story weiterkommen und ich nicht so viel Zeit zum Farmen hatte. Deswegen hatte das halt Sinn gemacht, wenn man da alles schon investiert, dass man schon alles freigeschaltet hat, wisst ihr? Also, das ist trotzdem nicht optimal gelaufen jetzt. Dunyarzad steht da, okay.
We're back, my lady.
Oh, you're back a lot sooner than I expected. You mustn't have run into any trouble then. Well, how did it go? What did you come up with?
Actually, we are still investigating. It's just that we've discovered something strange.
I see. The clues you found have led you back here, in the city?
Something like that, yeah.
You all look a little dispirited. Whatever you found must not have been very encouraging after all. Why don't you discuss it with me? Maybe I'll be able to say something to cheer you up?
It's okay, my lady. It's not so much about me being upset with my father or anything like that. How should I put this?
So something is wrong. Even the Traveler and Paimon have been uncharacteristically quiet. On any other day, Paimon would have already waved to me with a smile and shouted, "Dunyarzad, we're back!" So tell me, what happened?
Well?
My lady, please prepare yourself for what we're going to tell you next. It concerns the Master.
The Master? You mean my father? Okay, I understand. Don't worry about me. I'll listen as attentively as I can. My father has been supplying goods to Dakan al-Akmar?
Yeah, it makes as little sense to us as it does to you. I've never doubted the Master's integrity, so I'm having a real hard time rationalizing how he could ever support an infamous brigade like them. Maybe he's not actually aware of the full story and just stumbled into the deal by accident.
Aber das ist unwahrscheinlich.
I can't help but agree with the Traveler.
Huh? You mean you feel the same way, Dunyarzad?
Thank you for sharing all this information with me. Since you've told me everything you know, I should also tell you about some doubts that I've been harboring for quite a while. In the past, I thought that my father hired a bodyguard for me so that I wouldn't run away and get lost. However, there are plenty of capable mercenaries in the Corps of 30. Why did my father go out of his way to hire Dehya?
About that. Well, the Homayanis really needed bodyguards, so they reached out to the Blazing Beasts. Later, the master told me that I was one of the best mercenaries he'd ever seen, and that I should stick around to become one of his bodyguards. He offered me a pile of mora, so I just signed on.
Well, but that didn't really answer my question. Just think about it. Why did my father specifically reach out to the Blazing Beasts?
Maybe the Corps of 30 just didn't have anyone available, or maybe someone recommended us. I've never given it too much thought. I think I get what you're saying. You'd think none of this was a coincidence.
Precisely. At first glance, nothing seems strange or out of place. But there are many parts of the story that don't actually make any sense. If my father had always been in contact with the Khan al-Akmar, then it would make sense for him to bring Dehya into our house.
You mean the goal all along was to get Dehya to be your bodyguard?
No, that's too much of a stretch. I cut all ties with my father a long time ago. He has no control over my life anymore.
But that still doesn't rule out the possibility that your father has still been trying to influence your life without you knowing.
So, the Master was not likely an innocent victim in all of this?
So scheint es wohl, oder?
Sorry we put all this on you so suddenly, Dunyarzad.
It's okay, Paimon. I should actually be thanking you. Regardless of his reasons, if my father has truly been funding a violent group of mercenaries, then it's my duty to bring him back to reason.
But is that really the right thing to do? My father has committed many atrocities and deserves all the punishment that he has coming to him. I have zero sympathy for him. You may call me an ungrateful child, but my feelings will remain the same. However, the Homayani family has treated me with nothing but generosity and kindness. If we decide to investigate this further, we could end up implicating the entire Homayani family. I would be biting the hand that's fed me over all these years.
Dehya.
It's all right, Dehya. If anyone were to ask, you could always just say that I'm the one who instructed you to get to the bottom of this.
You don't have to do that, my lady. I'm not conflicted because I'm afraid of taking responsibility. Besides, you're the one we should all be worried about right now.
Hey, it's still too early to give up hope. What was the thing about friendship again?
Wahre Freundschaft baut auf Vertrauen auf.
Right, yeah, trust. You said that yourself, Dehya. Besides, there's no point on getting all riled up before we've confirmed all the facts.
Wenn dein Vertrauen nicht missbraucht wurde, dann muss er auch sehr durcheinander sein.
Thank you, everyone. That makes a lot of sense. I guess I should always remember the trust that I've placed in people. In which case, my lady, could you ask the Master to come out and have a chat with us?
Sure thing. I also hope he'll be able to give us a logical explanation. Let's meet at the usual place then.
Usual place? Ah, right.
Okay. Ist das bei dieser Bank zu der Aussicht? Warte. 160 Meter, ja, scheint der Fall zu sein, ne? Genau, hier. Gut, ich würde aber sagen, hier machen wir jetzt einen Cut, weil da kommen wieder Dialoge und all die weiteren Informationen. Deswegen würde ich euch empfehlen, ein Abo dazulassen, denn so könnt ihr nichts verpassen und gleichzeitig supportet ihr mich ziemlich nice hier auf YouTube. Folgt mir auf meine Social Media Kanäle, die ich ebenfalls verlinkt habe. Dort poste ich Sachen auch von anderen Spielen. Ansonsten liked, dislike, kommentiert meine Videos, Fragen, Anmerkungen, was auch immer. Ich versuche es in der Regel auch zu beantworten und würde mal sagen, bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.